Have you ever felt like the universe was whispering secrets just for you? Well, get ready because the universe has a message, and it's all about transformation under this pink full moon in Scorpio. This full moon takes place on April 23rd at 7:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As the moon takes center stage in the passionate sign of Scorpio, it's like a cosmic invitation to dive deep into the pool of our emotions. Scorpio's energy isn't about tiptoeing around our feelings. It's about diving into the messy, beautiful complexity of being human. And here's the kicker. Under the influence of this full pink moon, it's encouraged to let go of what's holding us back. And it's a time for a fresh start. So if you're ready to join me on this self-discovery journey of transformation, let's use this moon to manifest our dreams and desires. It's that time to pull up your natal chart. As you can see from the image that I have on my screen, I like to get my natal chart from astro-charts.com. It's free, and I feel like it's easier for people to read, especially if they're not really wanting to dive into the nitty-gritty of astrology. So make sure you save it and download it so that we can work through how we're going to use the moon's energy in manifesting our goals and dreams. So pull up your natal chart and you're going to find Scorpio. Once you find Scorpio, we're going to look for 4 degrees in Scorpio. Once you find that, you're going to follow it all the way in to that ring of numbers. And that ring of numbers represents the different areas of our life. And as you can see, mine is in the 3rd house. The 3rd house is all about communication, social networking, and knowledge. So this is going to be the area of life that I'm going to be more affected by this full moon in Scorpio. We also want to keep in mind that Mercury retrograde will be ending in the next couple days. So it's that transition of taking a step back, reflecting, using this time as recalibration before we move forward. So take this with a grain of salt and see how you can use this in working towards your goals and dreams. Now, if you need a handy dandy tool or a cheat sheet to help you understand the different houses, the different areas of life, planets, placements, and zodiac signs, don't forget to get my free astrology cheat sheets at karadempsey.com/astro. It's that time to use the moon's energy for our goals and our manifestations. This is such a powerful tool to help us get clear and how we can stay embodied while we're working towards these things we truly want in our life. You can check out the Manifesting with the Moon series at karadempsey.com/moon. So let's dive in. I'm going to be using the printable version on my iPad so you can see and follow along with me as I build the goals around this energy of the full moon. So to get started, we are going to head to the 23rd of April, this full moon symbol. And it brings us the breakdown of what we can expect for this full moon. I'm going to go to the printables on my iPad and we are going to put in the date. I'm going to put in the sign. And I think I said it was 4 degrees. Yep, 4 degrees. I'm going to go back. I already know that this is my 3rd house. And we'll just put social networking. Now, as you can see on this page, it actually gives the page numbers if you get the printed or printable version so that you can use the back of those versions to be able to have the cheat sheets available. They're more in depth than my free ones. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is go to the full moon. This breaks down the energy of what a full moon is. The intentions, the rituals, the self-love, the self-investment, and the float activity. So we're going to use these. So the intention we're going to be using, I always pick surrendering to the universe. I like to control things. So the idea of surrendering takes me a little bit outside my comfort zone. And honestly, when I surrender, magic happens. This is where using the moon's energy can really help me into manifesting the things that I want. So let's go back to the ritual, review, and let go of anything holding me back. Celebrate and set intentions. Because we're still in Mercury retrograde, I don't really want to put too much momentum forward until it ends. That's just my personal opinion. So we will go to the elements and the modality. And why is it important to know the element modality? I feel like it just gives you a better idea of what that energy is. So, for example, let's talk about the energy that I want to embody. And I like using the zodiac energy to figure that out. And so with Scorpio, we have the determined alchemist. So it just, again, the energy is just the energy of the zodiac. And then the productivity is the next page. And strategic planning and self reflection feel really important, again, being on the end of Mercury retrograde. So, just looking at the modalities and elements with the idea of water and fixed, water is about emotions, intuition, subconscious, and nurturing. Fixed is about building consistent energy and being patient. So just understanding what the universe is asking you in the energy of it. So being patient with your emotions during this intense time with the full moon. So from there, you can see that it's important for you to honor what you can celebrate, what you can let go of, and what you can surrender to the universe in the process. And then I get really clear on the reflection of the goal that I previously set, or just a place where I can reflect on what's going on in my life. What's working? Where can I expand? What are some action steps? Of course, what am I celebrating? And what am I letting go of? This has just really helped me get clear and be able to build exactly what I need to work towards. So now it's time for us to use the energy of the moon, get clear on how we can get in alignment. So it's that time for the reading. I can't wait to dive in. There is a big theme in this reading. I can feel it's super powerful, and I know if this found you, it is meant for you. So, the first question is what will help you release limiting beliefs? And the first place to start is you have that ancient healing wisdom within you. But in being able to cultivate that, access it, it's creating stability in your daily routine, in your daily life. It's connecting with that confidence, and I feel like there's a little bit of a lack of self-worth or confidence that's coming up in that, and so being able to create that stability in that daily routine, allowing you to tap into it. Because most of the time, when you see someone always confident, that's not usually the case. They have tools to help them. I actually have a podcast episode, meditation to help you cultivate that because that's something that I have struggled with myself. What also is coming out is the 9 of cups in reverse, and that is that lack of inner joy and not feeling satisfied in what you're doing, and it might come from a little bit of overindulgence, and I think that might be like, "If I buy this, I'm gonna feel satisfied," but I want you to look at it as what's gonna make me feel confident in my own skin, that's not gonna allow me to step into this overindulgence because you also have the Hierophant reverse. And that's just asking you to get very clear on your personal beliefs because you're afraid to go against the grain. You're being called to stop living through the lens of other people's expectations because that is what's limiting you towards your desires. It's time for you to create a new definition of success. Stop living in the footsteps of other people and allow yourself to confidently step into your own self worth and move forward with that. So, the next question is what will help you take aligned action? Purification came out and it has something to do with rain if you feel called, but I'm feeling really called to talk about your morning routine. Are you automatically picking up your phone? Cultivate a morning that is allowing you to take action. So instead of looking at your phone, make sure you're getting sunlight first thing in the morning, even if you're just looking out of your window instead of looking at your phone, or even better, walking outside. The morning is where you can really start to cultivate this action forward. What does your morning routine look like? And let's flip it. Are you having coffee first thing in the morning? No. Get water in your body. Nourish yourself first, and then you can indulge in those other things that you like. I love coffee, but I make sure that I'm doing these other things that are going to benefit my mind, body, and soul before I step into those other aspects. I'm also being called to say release those bad habits. Maybe it's putting your phone across the room so you don't pick it up immediately. How can you change these habits that you've cultivated and allow yourself to step into this morning of nourishment? I also got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Your lack of morning routine is allowing you to feel like you don't have control, and you're being asked to break the cycle. You can take aligned action when you're breaking the cycle of these behaviors that are limiting you in what you're supposed to take action for. And even if you have a good morning routine, how can you look at it from an aspect of nourishing before you step into your workday, the hustle, whatever? Because when you can really focus on yourself for 5 to 10 minutes before you're off to the races, it's going to allow you to have this like abundant feeling before you get started. So the next question is what's going to help you surrender control? And Earth Magic came out. And so I think you're just being asked, how can you connect with the earth? How can you have more of that abundance within nature? This is saying fairies. If you don't feel aligned with that, it's just being outside more. How can you use the earth in surrendering? Sit outside, look and daydream at the clouds. How can you allow yourself to let the universe absorb the things that you're trying to control? And when you do that, the new solutions that you need in your path will come to you, and it will allow you to expand your consciousness in the process. And expanding that consciousness is going to allow you to surrender control because you have that connection to the universe, and the universe will guide you with the steps that you need to take. And it's allowing yourself to be a hermit. We have the hermit, it's allowing you to have that time of surrendering control, soul searching, asking how it can be easy for you. But when we're in the constant hustle of the day and we're not leaving time for that soul searching, those new solutions, those answers are going to be really hard for us to come by. Are you listening to the whispers? Are you leaving that space? And this is a lot of the overall theme in this reading is making sure you are allowing yourself to connect with that inner wisdom that you already have inside of you. So the next question is what energy is going to help you overcome your fears? It's the sanctuary, it's the cave card, and it's more of the same. It's more of allowing yourself to not be influenced by sounds, by visuals, by taste. Allow yourself to kind of be in a place where your senses are able to be muted so that you can really listen to yourself in that sanctuary, in that cave. And then we have the higher self. When you allow yourself to connect in that place where you can really allow the noise of the outside world to be put aside, you will connect with your higher self. And when you do that, when you pause and surrender, we have the hangman. It's just more confirmation of when you have that pause, that surrender, that time with yourself. Your fears might come forth, but it allows you to be able to work through them, process them, acknowledge them. Then you can look at if there's tools that will help you move through them, whether that's EFT, whether that's hypnosis, meditation, journaling. You'll have to figure out how to work through them. But when you sit, you pause, you surrender, the answers will come to you. You don't have to search for them. They're inside of you. Are you allowing them to come forth? Because when you work through those fears, you will propel yourself towards your dreams and your desires. The last question, what energy will help you release emotional patterns? And full moons can bring up the emotional intensity. Within Scorpio, it's going to happen. Sometimes full moons are about being with other people, and this message is saying no. You need that solitude. You need to be by yourself. You need to have a safe space for these emotional patterns to come through and allow yourself to work through them, acknowledge them. And the solitude is really important for you because when you do that, you have the ability to focus. If you feel called to a certain crystal, but that's not necessary. It's more the idea of that solitude is going to allow the focus on where you need to heal with these emotional patterns. It's allowing you to be able to release the tension. Release these emotions will allow you to release the tension that you've been holding on to. The flow of life will be able to come through. Because with the Two of Cups in reverse, you have this distrust with yourself or the universe that the things that you want will not come through. You're being called to have more balance in your daily life. Maybe that comes through communication. Maybe that comes from distrusting the people around you or having these relationships falling away. It's time for you to look within your own emotional forefront and seeing what you've hidden, what you haven't acknowledged, and allowing it to come through. When you do, you can really make waves towards your dreams and what you want in this life. That was such a powerful reading. I believe in you, my friends. I know you're meant for big things. I can feel it in this reading. So I just hope that you take this guidance as a place to allow yourself to feel safe and secure as you work through these emotions. If you're looking to dive deeper in how to get in alignment, please check out my offerings. I'm ready to work with you. And as we wrap up this episode, I just want to thank you for being here. Make sure you share this with a friend, leave a comment, and give a like. When you do that, you're not just supporting my channel, you're actively contributing to the flow of the 7 universal laws. Together, we are cultivating a vibrant, flowing stream of positivity and wisdom. So keep riding that cosmic current, keep sharing the love, and until our next rendezvous, stay true to your unique flow. See you in the next adventure. We'll chat soon.